sort of like what we just heard about for healthcare companionship robots. Anybody have $14,000 in SitSense yet? If you have $14,000 in money, you can purchase a robot, and this one is one like we heard about, will help out around the house as far as if there's an intruder or something, let you know. Also, I think they can sense your mood in some way, and so if they can be put into homes with older people or disabled people, and if the person has fallen or something, and the robot has a sensor to know if the person isn't doing their normal tasks and can call for help, can remind people to get their medication and things like that. So you can have a companion at home for about $14,000. So.
Yay! Isn't there also like robots for like advertising like that?
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
Get rid of my sister.
Replace her with a robot?
Yeah. I don't think my mom will notice.
I see. All right. And of course, entertainment. In entertainment, we have robots. A couple robots people might know. The robots that we have today are some kits these are educational versions. You can also buy them in retail. I don't work for Lego or anything, but these happen to be made by Lego, and they're called Lego Mindstorms robots, and they have all the same features that we talked about for other robots. They can be, they're autonomous, and they're controlled by a computer. This is a computer right here. What else? Sensors. There are different sensors on here. And in fact, there are 4 sensors that come with this particular version. There's an ultrasonic sensor, which is on top. And the ultrasonic sensor works by sending out a high-frequency sound and then listens for the echo. And from that, it can tell how far something is. So it sort of works like eyes. How far? We can tell with our eyes how far something is. Kind of like a bat, exactly. Yes. So bats have that ultrasonic type sensor with them. The other sensors on here, there's a light sensor. Down here is an example of a light sensor. It tells how bright things are or how dark things are. There's a touch sensor, and I don't know that any of these have a touch sensor on them anymore. But the touch sensor, sound sensor, sort of like an ear, can tell how loud something is, how loud or soft something is.
But why would it want to know that?
Why would it want to know that?
Yeah.
Maybe the louder it is, the faster it goes because it wants to get away. It doesn't like noise, perhaps, or maybe it likes the noise, and so it comes towards the noise. Could have something like that.
What do those ones do?
They do some other things. We'll get to those in just a moment. That's a sound sensor. That's a sound sensor right there. These robots used to have touch sensors on the back, but they were. I thought they might fall off when I was transporting them, so I took them off. So they don't have those. Can you think of other senses that we have that we might want a robot to have? What do you think? Taste? Okay, so I have some sort of... Can you think of a machine that might have a taste sensor on it?
Not really.
No? What are...
My taste buds? Rock or something.
You have an idea?
A taste tester robot that's like tastes if it's good or not.
Okay.
And if it's like saying like nuclear world, you can taste if it's poisonous or not, so you don't get it or anything.
One thing that we can taste that may not be poisonous necessarily, but we can taste if things are sour or not. And so there are some sensors that can determine the pH, which is a sense of determining if things are acidic or if they're kind of sour or not. So we sort of have things kind of like that. What else?
I heard that there is, in Guinness World Records, like 2009, they have in robotics section, they have a restaurant in Japan that's run by robots.
Is it really?
Yeah.
They make the food and everything?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen that.
And there's...
Another comment?
Sensor would be a scent sensor.
A which one?
Scent.
A scent? Like a nose? All right, we didn't have nose up here earlier. Can you think of any machines that have kind of a nose on them? Things that have nose? Maybe something like a Mars rover might. What else might have a nose? Anything else come to mind?
Maybe those robots.
These robots don't. They're a little bit too sophisticated. Can you think? Does he have a nose?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Another example? Smells bad? So like smoke would smell bad. So in a sense, a fire, a smoke detector has a nose on it to tell if there's smoke or not. Another example?
Tell if it's lying or not.
A lie detector. All right. So that measures different things. So we could spend a long time here coming up with different ideas on what we might have. But I want to give you a little chance here to work with some of these stations. And so, like I said before, we aren't going to have time for everybody to go to all of them, but we can go to some of them. There are 3 computers, and actually if you want to take one back there. And so on those, either Heather or Stacy will help out with doing some programming. There are 2 animals back there. There's a puppy and a snake. And you can see what those are doing. This one up here has some things going on. This one down here. So these you'll have to explore and find out what these do. Drag that in, and here's where you need to control forward and backwards.
You have to give the
Don't put your finger right in front of it.
Hey, what's the target bit? No, let's try to get zero on him.
Some of you maybe didn't have a chance to see all of them. This one was a snake. And what did you notice, those who had a chance to look at? What happened with the snake?
He bit you. He bit you.
All right. So it has an ultrasonic sensor, and when you get close, it'll come out and grab you. All right. So there's that one. Another one that some of you noticed was the one that was on the table up here, and it had a light sensor, and it could tell the difference between the tabletop and when it was off the tabletop. And for the most part, it would stay on the table as it went around. This one was using the ultrasonic sensor, and it would stay away from the pails or the walls most of the time. And this one, what happened with this one?
It's a baseball.
A baseball?
It didn't work.
It didn't work?
He messed up.
Well, maybe it was the pitcher's fault. Yeah, something's not quite right here. It's supposed to come back. Let's try it again.
Probably the batteries.
Let's see here.
He's tired.
Well, come on. Oh, figure. But it has an ultrasonic sensor, so when the when the ball comes toward it, it notices and it will bat the ball back. Have that one. And then some of you programmed your own little robots to do something different. And then the puppy. The batteries on the puppy died. The puppy got tired, I guess. So, oh well.
I killed him.
We have just a few moments left. So, are there any questions that you have about robots that we can try to answer for you? Any questions? What's one question?
Why don't washing machines and drying machines have noses so they can sense if the clothes are dirty or not, and they know when to stop and to keep going?
Why do they?
They have to keep on going on for longer.
Well, they do have sensors in them. And the dryer, some dryers have a sensor to know how dry the clothes are, so when the clothes are dry, it'll stop. But I don't know if there's one to determine how dirty they are. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. Another question.
What did you say those were called again?
These are from the brand of them. They're Lego Mindstorms. Mindstorms, yeah. It's kind of like brainstorming, except it's mindstorming.
And you can build them?
Yep, and you can buy these at Amazon or at Lego stores or different places like that. Another question.
Are there robots in medical fields that can test if it has toxins or anything in medicine?
Could be. I'm not familiar with those, but it's quite possible. Could have some sort of a sensor to detect certain types of particles or something. Quite possible. Another question.
For the carbon monoxide detector, we technically a robot because it has a chemical reaction.
Yeah, it has some sort of a sensor to tell if there's carbon monoxide, and there could be some sort of a computer that makes and then there's the alarm as well. So it's kind of a little bit of a robot with a nose sensor in a sense. Yep. One more question. Make it do what? I suppose you could. I don't know. I've never tried that. So. Well, thank you for your participation here.